Okay, Morgan, as I mentioned, I'm going to send I said I would send a video. So I've got your post lean forward slightly. And the reason being, if you look at the way your boat is made, your wood overhangs your rub rail up here. It's about even, your wood's about even with the rub rail here, but what we're doing is leaning that backwards. So now one thing that happens, whether you're standing this straight up or whether you're leaning this backwards, when you pull the boat out of the water, you might have it up against your bow stops in the water. Matter of fact, when I float I get this really deep. That's why we have a nice long tongue. I get this trailer really deep in the water and drive the boat onto the trailer. And I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I leave mine in gear while I'm because it's captive, held captive by the forces of running it in gear. It's held captive right up here. It can't swing to one side or the other because of the loading guides back here. So and I can grab a hold of this and winch it up tight. Well, not tight, but winch it up. And you want to leave a little slack in it, because when you pull it, your boat will lean backwards. Let me see if I can get where we can see better. Okay, so picture your boat being level in the water, and your trailer being at an angle in the water. So when the trailer's at an angle, because it's on the boat ramp, this is going to be in a different position. And so you bring the boat up to in that position, and then when you pull out, this pulls away from the front of the boat. It's the only disadvantage to how we do it, but it's anyway. But that's it. So you'll leave a little. You get up here, but you'll leave a little bit of slack, because when you pull it, it'll grab down here on the bunks, and you'll have some space. And then what you can do is you can then use your turnbuckle. Actually, it's called a top link. It's the same top link that you'd find on a tractor, on a 3-point hitch on a tractor. And then you just bring this back towards your boat. Now, I would still leave it at a little bit of an angle. So you want to start with a more severe angle than you want to end up with. So if you want to end up with say this angle, so that you can ensure that your rub rail is touching and not your wood touching this, then you start with if that's your final angle, you want to start loading with more of an angle than that. So you would just bring this together, more of an angle. And then when you so let's say you're loaded with that, and then you're going to have about an inch or so here when you pull it out, and then you would just go ahead and bring this back to the angle that you want. We don't, and all you need to do is touch lightly. So right now it's going to be pretty much straight up and down, because we loaded your boat on the trailer, probably with the bow stop straight up and down, but luckily we didn't do any damage to your wood. But anyway, that's the reason that we've got this configuration. And as you can see, I mean, right where we're touching, the wood is a little bit behind the rub rail, but I like to have more space than that. But anyway, so that's you'll experience it when you load, and then you just this right here is how you lock the top link into the position you want to lock it into. Now that can't be moved. It won't vibrate. It won't vibrate on you going down the road. So anyhow, so this is your trailer. this, you can take out a couple of bolts. If you ever put a different boat on the trailer, you can, like a shorter boat, you can take out a couple of bolts on your slider, loosen up your U-bolts, and you can slide this assembly forward or backward on your trailer. I mean, you can put a bigger boat on, for example, and let it hang off, say, a foot or so back here in the back, if you want to let it hang off, and you can move this back because you actually want the center line of the engine to be pretty much certainly in front of the rear axle, and you want your for good trailering. So anyway, because you want about 10% of the weight of the trailer and boat package, you want about 10% of that weight as your tongue weight. So if this weighs 3,500 pounds, you want to have about 350 pounds on your tongue for safe towing. So anyhow, that's your little training session on your new trailer, and we'll talk to you soon.